Brother!
What are you saying?
Why were you contacting?
It's the first time.
Yes.
Which of the red guys?
The one that you know.
The one that
Yes. Very rare. And expensive. Yes, my mother.
Comrades, we are sending a message to the world. Look at yourselves. Look at yourselves. You have all left your houses. You have come out to show the world that Africans are not sleeping. We are not sleeping. Africa must be free. So stand, comrades, and send your message. Let everyone hear that Africa will be free. This is our Africa. This is our land. And it will not take it.
Africa, unite.
So comrades, you will bear with us. Take one.
More morale.
Okay, now, comrades, as you all recognize that you have honored, we are now in the traditional council land, right? And we have to acknowledge everything that is happening at this moment. We have honored it so far, and so this moment, a comrade is asking
A minute of silence. A minute of silence while we get ready to guide us. Bless our ancestors. A minute of silence.
Charlie, what do you
Can we have a minute of silence? We have to talk to the ancestors before we move forward.
Hello.
A minute of silence to respect the ancestors. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So if I say cha manyaba, then you say here, all right? Yeah. Cha manyaba. Yeah. Cha manyaba. Yeah. They what ben come. Yeah. Cha manyaba. Yeah. Nime name. Mene hogba. Nima hogba. Name hogba. Oproje mau. Mene hogba onye. Ake Africa jakumi bi. Wow. And one bi dromo. Mobo na le dromo kenile. Wow. Yes, no ni shi woje. Like Africa o drowo. Shi mo bi mo ke jira mo. Egba wona. Wow. 400 years ago about more as slaves na ke wote. Wow. After 400 years we fought back and we took our independence. Independence alone no ke wona. Before make amekule no. Gold, diamond, oil, timber, nake awo. Ameke, I'm a small use care what enche wo hi. No wo, I'm a big corporation say, I'm a control like resources say. No cho, when you know come na cho the Traoré. Eteshi, me to aneno. Ne kele eke emusuenye. Shimo etomo shike emambi. Eneme blofo France. Brofo America. Yeah. America me no shishi. Brofo GFA. No, America lenta. Yeah. And no amento amete chamewole. Yeah. One work e wopene. Sipo ne de na adumo. No na America woni me. Kaka na cancel I no. Rokako Mangana. Yeah. Can affect Taku Africa fair because Ghana na independence 1957 the rest of Africa followed. Niji Black Star. Yes, which is why we had the All African People's Conference in 1958. Or no, what can Nico Blabondi? No lead liberation struggle, modern day Ghana. before Gold Coast. Nicola Gonde. I'm my Nkrumah. No challenge here. Because they ask Kishaman. Okay. What kind of fight? Never wow. Never wow. Never wow. Let's just one more. Let's just one more. Let's just
Comrades, if you can see behind you the podium with the unknown soldier, can you step back? Come back. So move back behind you. Comrades behind you. Move back. So, okay, media, if you can follow me, please. We're going behind. Comrades, turn around to the Black Star Gate. Comrades, down in the square. Come and join us. We must be united. We are Africans. We are one. Jack. Comrades, one time, come on. Please move forward. This is African Liberation Day. Like our comrades said earlier before we began the march, no more will they interfere in our politics. We are tired of the exploitation. We are done with the exploitation. Africa must be free. Walk with Traoré. Africa must unite. Walk with Traoré. Africa must unite. Walk with Traoré. Africa must unite. This is just the beginning of our second wave of liberation. We are moving into a time in which Africa dictates what her future looks like. We are moving into a time when we decide what we do with our resources. We are moving into a time when our leaders are our leaders and not puppets of the West. Hands off Africa! Hands off Africa! Hands off Africa! And we have a lot of comrades here, of many organizations, Pan-Africanist organizations. We have all been doing the work. Each and every one of you have been doing the work of liberating this continent for a long time. And so we are going to have messages of solidarity, of power, to ignite us so that when you leave here, you're not just leaving here having sung a couple of songs. We are not here to sing. We are here to liberate our continent. You understand? We are here to liberate our continent. Yes. And so we will start with the ACUP, represented by Kwame Gonza. Kwame Gonza, are you around? African Continental Youth.
Kwame Gangster. Kwame Gangster.
Comrades, a hand for your comrade Kwame Gonza from the ACUP.
Yeah. Hands of Africa. Hands of Africa. Hands of Africa. You know, for a long time, our leaders have been killed, and we have seen the fate in the past of all the great leaders of the African continent and where they went. We saw Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and we saw the United States play a very big hand in this. We saw the case of Patrice Lumumba. We saw the case of Thomas Sankara. We have seen the United States develop. We have seen Europe develop. To the point that they have so much wealth while our people are suffering. We have seen France
devolved. They have electricity, while our people in Niger don't have electricity. This is what we are saying that we have to put to a stop. Hands up, Africa! Hands up, Africa! Hands up, Africa! We have to put an end to imperialism, United States imperialism. European imperialism had to be put to an end. Hello? Hands up, Africa! Thank you.
Next.
Marisi.
Tato Nyongo.
In 1776, the United States of America were tired of the British and they kicked them out. So if Captain Ibrahim Traoré is kicking the
Talk
French
like a man.
history is just repeating itself. So the right to self-determination must be respected. Yes, without saying much words, I would like to introduce the next story of who is the Commander-in-Chief of Economic Fighters League. The organization behind this particular work, CIC.
Macho your voice.
Well, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to all of us. The person me jamu in our mercy. Yeah, man. For speak. It's a revolution, a beba. A revolution. You shall say, I'm not pano. As I want the young, as I'm talking, Omeja, and no mona, if you're munching. And so the Sabri, I can say, Yen in Ireland, a bromuso. The message has been sent loud and clear. Ebekosona yada the Ghana traditional authorities are saying, for a day like this, say a yamria, they say ban on noise making, and we can only be respectful of our traditional rules. Because behind our rules, there is some wisdom behind it. It is what brings Africa together. And so we cannot disrespect our traditions, we cannot disrespect our customs. And so we want to say a very big thank you to the Ghana people, the Ghana leadership, the chiefs, that in spite of their ban on noise making, they have affirmed that today's event, today's program, today's protest is not noise. Because when we define noise, it can only be defined as senseless noise. Sound that doesn't make sense. But the Ghana Traditional Authority, by allowing this gathering and this procession, have affirmed that calling imperialism hands of Africa is not noise. Choboy, all of you are here on your own accord. Nobody paid for your transport. Nobody induced you with a t-shirt, food, as some neo-colonialists have turned our societies into. So that every time you see gatherings like this, you can be sure that it is a contracted crowd. But I say here and now that this is not a contracted crowd. You are here on your own steam. You are here on your own vulnerability. You are here on your own. We also want to thank the state, because as much as possible, everybody who knows the analysis of where Ghana stands, be we a state that is still reeling under neo-colonialism or not, we all know. And so it must have taken the state a lot to have allowed this gathering. And the symbolism We started off at the African Unity Monument. That is significant. And by this we are telling a story. I can see Burkina Faso is here.
Yes. More, we are here.
In fact, let me put it a better way. I can see Africans who live or have a tradition with the land of Burkina Faso here.
Yes. Revolutionaries.
I can see comrades who have a link with the province of Kenya here. I can see Nigeria here.
Yes.
I can see Sudan.
Yes.
This is a country in full-blown war.
Yeah.
But when it came to hands off Africa, Sudan made a representation and they are here.
Pan-African revolution.
I want to thank all of you. This is your revolution. We have over 54 Pan-African organizations, as you can see on the banners, coming together to tear down imperialism. Sending home that simple message that they may have their atomic weapons, they may have their nuclear weapons, but when it comes to us in Africa, we are ready to tear them down with our bare hands. And that no French citizen, no American citizen is safe. Donald Trump may drop the bombs. Donald Trump and Macron can drop the atomic bombs and weapons. But they should be rest assured that there shall be mutual assured destruction.
Fire.
We shall make sure that none of their citizens feel safe
Fire.
on any soil that is called Africa. This time, no way. This time, no way. This time, no way. This time, no way. And so, we started, like I said, from the Africa Unity Monument, and we have made our destination here to the Black Star Square. This is what our ancestors, Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, and all expected us to become. Yes. That we become the Black Star. And so as we stand here at the Black Star Square, we are sending a simple message to imperialism. That this time, no way. This time, no way. This time, no way. Thank you very much. Africa must unite! Africa must unite! Africa must unite! A very simple message to the world. That this is not a time of Gaddafi. This is not the time of Thomas Sankara. This is not the time of Patrice Lumumba. This is not the time of my own leader, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This is a different generation together. If that time the youth were sleeping because there was no media to inform them about whatever our good leaders are doing, today we have the media. We are not listening to BBC. We are not listening to the CIA. We are not listening to the CNN for them to come and give us fake news about good leaders in Africa. This time around we are not sleeping. And we are telling them enough is enough. We are sending a warning to African leaders. They should remember 1963 in Ethiopia. The capital city of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah told them, if we live here as leaders, and we don't have the United States of Africa, our children are going to continue to suffer. Our generation are going to continue to suffer. Because they were not able to listen to Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, we are suffering and seeing it today. But we are telling them that with the help of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, with the stand of the youth of Africa. Now when you touch Captain Ibrahim Traoré, you touch the youth of Africa. When you touch Captain Ibrahim Traoré, you touch the soil of Africa. We are not sleeping this time. I was so much disappointed when I see Donald Trump speaking to Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, is speaking to the president as his own biological son. And I said, how? How dare you, Donald Trump, to speak to an African leader? When you come to the land of Africa, you pick the natural resource of our land. Before we arrive, we come there to come and suffer in your own land. Because our African leaders are not able to take a decision on their own. When the man was sitting down, I was crying on my eye. Donald Trump is not older than Ramaphosa. That 50, 72, 78. The rent is only what? 6 years. So can you speak to your own colleague president as your own political son? No. Because we keep on having puppets in the land of Africa as leaders. So that our leaders were not able to take a stand. If you cannot take the stand, that thing have come out that I will take the stand that you were not able to do. So just give me your support and we are going to have the freedom of the continent. There is nothing that we need from them. We have the gold, we have the diamond, we have the oil, we have the uranium. Our youth are still dying on the Mediterranean Sea because of white-collar job. Our youth are still dying on the desert because they want to go and work in another man's land. Enough is enough. For the land of Africa, enough is enough. We must unite!
Without wasting my time, we have so many speakers today. We have protocol here we want to observe. We would like to call on AAPRP. AAPRP, the representative. AAPRP. Yeah. Honorable Ade, yes. We need your presence here. Please, let's create space for the speakers here. If we have any medical professional here, we need your assistance. Please advance. We need your assistance.
Doctor, who's a glass in Ghana? Ghana, you're about national glass in Yamami. Either who was St. Roses, and now you're a doctor. And now we who's a glass? Who's a glass? Ghana, Yamami, you're about national glass.
Yes, so please introduce yourself. Choboy! Choboy! Africa, Africa, say yeah! Africa, say yeah! Africa, Come on! So my name is Nitete. I'm representing the All African People's Revolutionary Party. This is Kwame Nkrumah's own party. It is the party that we need in our current political dynamics. Alright? It's a party that we need in our current dynamics. If you see in front of my shirt, I have Jeunesse Liberation Africaine. I was in Burkina Faso 2 years ago on a day like this, the 25th of May, to organize with the Burkina Faso people on the Day of African Freedom and Emancipation. So we have been on the grounds and we know what is going on, and we say that this is Africa's time. And so the AAPRP, which is a mass-based political organization, anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist, all right, is here. Is here to lend support to Ibrahim Traoré and the Sahel states. All right, where we are now, it is time for Africa to take back its resources, because Nkrumah says that Africa can no longer trust in anybody than itself and its resources. All right, so the gold, the diamond, and all of those resources that are due to us must come to us. We must own it, we must control it as a people. All right? We only get 3% in gold reserves in Ghana here. The oil is only 13%. The 87% is going to those big corporations outside. This is what Traoré is trying to avoid. And America, France, says they don't want to accept that. But it's a lie, because we are here to support Traoré in full support. There is a research that France, without its West African economies, will be less than a third world country. And yes, so we say, long live African freedom and emancipation. Forward to socialism. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Joe Boy!
Joe
started with a message which the imperialists hated so much. The message was in French. So he always goes like, les impérialistes. Then, okay, my people are here, so just follow them for me. Les impérialistes. Les impérialistes. Les impérialistes. La révolution. So when Thomas Sankara said, les impérialistes, it means the imperialists, and the people always respond, I'm back. So it means that the imperialists should go down. And he would shout and said, the revolution, which is la révolution, then the people would shout, en haut, which means that the revolution should go up. The imperialists should go down. So, les impérialistes, la révolution. So, he always ends his speech with la patrie ou la mort. And then the people will respond, nous vaincrons. It means that homeland or death, we will conquer. So if I say la patrie ou la mort, you shout, nous vaincrons. La patrie ou la mort? La patrie ou la mort? Yes, so this is the message that imperialists hated so much to the level where they have to take the man down. And today, it is not a surprising thing that this message is alive today in the mind of everybody and on the lips of everybody, which means that if you take one man down, you are going to have 1,000 people rising up speaking the same message. The message that they stopped, the message because of which Gaddafi was murdered through the CIA, Obama, United States, with collaboration with the African Union and co. This same message is alive today, telling them that Africa is for Africans. The resources of Africa is for Africans. It does not belong to the United States. It does not belong to France. It belongs to Africa. And our leaders, since they have become so afraid of dying for the people, Ibrahim Traoré now put his life in the line, standing for his people. And we are ready to stand by Ibrahim Traoré. We are ready to stand by the revolution. We are standing by the revolution. And let me put this on record. Let me put this on record. What is happening in Burkina Faso to all media houses, together with the traditional media house, the Western imperial media houses, we are saying that what is happening in Burkina Faso is not coup d'etat, it's revolution. What is happening in Burkina Faso is not coup d'etat, it's liberation. It's leadership for the people and by the people. What African Union failed to do for the past so many years, one man, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, was able to do that by uniting Africa without calling meeting with anybody. We never had any conference. We never met in any conference room, but all of us we are here today. Last time we did a protest, 28th? That year, right? Yes. Nobody, Captain Ibrahim Traoré did not call for that protest, but we saw BBC posting it and putting it in their article that Ibrahim Traoré systematically organized that protest, which is a lie. We are telling them that it is the time, the season, the movement that called for the protest. At the same time, it is the time, the season, and the movement which is putting on this gathering. This gathering you are seeing here, as somebody says, it's not a contract. Nobody contracted us. We came on our own because we understand what is happening in the Sahel. What is happening in the Sahel is a rebirth of Africa. And African youth, we cannot allow it to go down. Because at the end of the day, if the revolution in the Sahel goes down, Africa will never rise again. Yes, they will make sure that the place is completely destroyed, like what is happening in Congo. If ECOWAS and African Union, they have something to do when it comes to liberation of Africa, they should not channel their energy towards, Ibrahim Traoré, the Sahel. They should channel their energy towards Sudan. They should channel their energy towards Congo. They should channel their energy towards Congo. That is where the true liberation. The Burkinabe people, the Sahel people, they are already awakening. So African Union and Africa ECOWAS, do your homework because the youth are not with you. Respect.
We in Nigeria. We need Queen Togo.
May I invite
It seems that everywhere I go, no matter where I'm at, when there's a gathering with revolution and freedom and liberation, somehow I'm called. And I always answer. And the reason I answer is because of our ancestors and our people, the masses of the people. Whenever they call, if you're a revolutionary, you have to answer. If you're a revolutionary, you have to answer. And Ibrahim Traoré is calling us now. The people of Burkina Faso is calling us now. I had the privilege to be in Burkina Faso in 1986, and I met Thomas Sankara. And I was there and I felt the energy of what a revolution actually is. It is not necessarily about picking up guns. It's about training yourselves politically, educationally, so that you can understand who the enemy is. And our enemy is U.S. imperialism. Our enemy is neo-colonialism and French imperialism. Our enemy is British neo-colonialism. And we must constantly organize ourselves. Kwame Nkrumah said, organization decides everything. If you're not organized, you can't decide anything. So I tell you, I beg you, Mepacho, get in some organization so that you can unite with the rest of the organizations here in Ghana so that we can get rid of neo-colonialism in our country. Organize yourself on a continental level, on a regional level, to get rid of neo-colonialism inside of West Africa. Reduplicate or duplicate what we see in Burkina Faso right now. We want Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to come together and form a socialist government. We cannot be afraid of socialism. We cannot shrink when we ask for socialism, because what socialism does, it tells us that all the resources in our country belongs to everybody.
Thank you.
Our Constitution tells us that the president has trust, or that the resources are in trust of one man. We want that changed in our 1992 Constitution. That's something that we can do right now. When are we going to do it? Now. When are we going to do it? Now. When are we going to do it? Now. Change the Constitution so that the resources belong to everybody. And if you do that, you have made a step towards humanity. You've made a step towards the liberation of our country. And you've made a step to the total freedom and unification of Africa under our African Union Socialist government. Thank you very much. And freedom! 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 We're at the black star. Look for the star. That's your guidance. Thank you. Advance.
I don't know.
Black coffee. The next speak is in my circle. From the doctor. Conscience, Africans. And I am at the power all year. And I am sorry, and then me and me person mechanic say, and do Mrebia, all that you see and say, Qua. Yeah, that you see, and no. You told my eye and Yanu throw. Not on my baby, Not that only to our or be the two shells of it to me. And everybody you say, and yes, we have all been gone for you too. And your conditioning. If you both say, yeah, I am your brother. Now, I'm in your home for swap.
enu ti na ye nyina ye bechichi emu bebre de koy enu ti na mbedi ye so ye sorry tia ashantifo efi say ye dey say ye fantifo aibefo nkaifo ye sorry tia ye ho enti ye hia nkabom ena sa conditioning na abrofo e dey to ye agin mu no e o say asesa is conditioning na say o be ye pani na say o be sorry tia abrofo na o be ko o be ye pani na say o sorry tia abrofo no nyuma na ye be yi afi ho o be ye pani now be wa dwen say o be ji nia eya abrofo na agia afi ensem na mo ye ya o be ko eye conditioning enti ya sorry Emma Traoré e pesa obiare hu say ebi ma ye penifo say mo sorry a ye mbebu no ye be sorry atamochi yes say mo penifo no mo sorry say mo be ko ama ya ye so ye be ko ama mo na say mo sorry an ko ama ya yan ko ma mo enti anda ye sorry no e wo hia pa say ye kuku ye penifo no bebre ye ko mo efi say ye ntumi sorry ama mo enti anda ye gina han e wo hia pa ye sorry na ya mama hama akufo do ni o mo metwema ko no enti omudi be yira fi say o mo sorry ama ye enti ye kayo mo na pani sorry ma ya ye be kayo mo enti ye won kruma circle ye ka kire mbebu na mo Ghana say ye sorry ma pani for mo koma ye ye hu say pani for no so mo koma ya ye so ye be sorry ama mo and then ye sorry mo ye ka kire mahama say so sorry ma ya ye be sorry ama no say mo sorry ama ye for years no enche ebeba na ye be ye no say ye akofo ado ye be ye no say wa sorry ama ya ye be ye no say ye akofo ado no ye ka kire ma e pani for nyina Samo sorry ma ye mbebu na ye be sorry ama mo. Samo kai ye be kai mo nkruma na tafo nyina o mewu. O ba kai nkruma. Nkruma tafo nyina na so o ba o na no ba be kai nkruma o mo ye ka o da. Enti ye sorry ya ka chi obi bia o gina ha. Say ye ko ama ye man. Na mom ye gina ama ye mfanifo. Say ensisa beba efrimi ne wo. Say sister baba efrimino e sha say and then it ye sorry no ye come to your dream say BBC ya be sorry ama me case to say ya be yanje ye contact ye frey ya ye fa na ye come bom na ye nya djuma ni bom ya wa haya doso chastela odinipa less than no my o energy o my si ho otu o aban fi ho omo organize coup 1966 omo doso nchen it is say ye come bom ma e beti ba e bibia mo man akoso ya kan me twa to no o my way Mbrala chere mi ayeye 1992 constitution no and no authority say yenya oman injuba because this is the 1992 constitution because privatization is a pronounced role of governance and no ni tete wan say abai no for oman for no ho e fa kra for ho enti ye ka say oman o say yamra no na be ya oman a e kuma oman for no enti mi ka achiro bia sani Traoré aba so e Burkina authority abai no mra no sorry Emma oman for no sana ya sorry ma oman we ya sorry ta constitution na ekuti aye oman mra na kese etetere ya ma ya ho kire eye ya ka so na me twa so tuno oil etu ya gold ko oil ko Newmont etu ya gold ko ya diamond ko gold stone etu ya gold ko Christian oil gold ni na ye tutu ko ya Traoré ye wo Burkina no ye nya bi wa Ghana ya send message ama mahama sorry no anti gold no anti oil no na wanti send ye akufo ado no ya be ye no African liberation is in our heart of Africa
So boy please when you can speak any language African language of your choice and please try to be snappy. There are a lot of speakers we have to invite. The next speaker is the Rasta community. Rasta when you come here, introduce yourself properly. Wana kaya krom kasa ntiyesu ya kaya krom kasa ya koka brofo na omo ye ni style bi ntie be kaya krom kasa nipa wonni mo ho a wontumi nka wankasa wasem e wo se wu na wo mu se o we na metumi aye ende akwa me man ene yakoye nim nti ye gina ha ya sem no tie obia fa nhye ni mu se bitiende a ye gina ha obia hwe ni onu so betumi aye a ode beboa ema ye man ebetu mpon papa na akasa bebre bi empese e besa abo
but ye try and penny for the say, why you near my year, we are near my year, you know better now. Yeah, you are Yajina, Emma Obia, Africa Cruise. Say we Fantino, we and Cranio, we are Pepenio, we are Yanina, Nipaba, when Yanko boy and one boy and say, way away and away away. But a Jumaba Kuna Yebe, Yedi and Kabumbe, any idea, Patna Kumapano, and no never pray, you couldn't be. And no never pray, you couldn't be. This I am, she said, Traoré, Burkina, Ghana, swear. Ya starting wo baby no na wo so wo hwe se wo so de na metumi aye e de aboa me man na yeso ye nia enije baako ne e de nkabom asomdwe atina ye mamu ye nda afi na wo kwa akofa visa akọ obi krom na wo ko lu krom a wa kwa akoda ni akwa wo ho masa wo krom na wo ye wo kro ye a wo so wo ye ohene wo krom Sana me she me nuanom nkran se obi an ye ne obetumi we a farmer ye wo farm ni ye because ye be didi we ejuma bia wo ye bia no hweso na ye ni ye because e won faso a ebeba ye da chimba nti na ye nyina ye gina ya sorry fidi ye mpaso ti ye srem yeso ye message kakra ye de mambo se bibia mo wo bia no obi anye ne obetumi no from boy ne man na man ne tumpon Traoré asate atome ne wo so say yeso ye be ye wi atoaso na ye man no etumpon madam ase so peace, love and unity. So we call United Youth of Africa Movement. Go on. Short.
Congress, good afternoon. United Youth of Africa Movement, in brackets, UAM. We have been there for 2 years now. We have members across the globe. We are here for one cause, we are here for one mission. All we are asking and seeking is unity. We, the youth of Africa entirely, we are rising now. Our spirits are high. We all here are seeking for one thing. That is what? Unity. And that should be the purpose of our mission. If we are united, nothing can divide us. With unity is power. Without unity, we cannot go anywhere. Unity and peace. That is the only things we need now. And that is our weapons as it stands now. As member of UAM, I am the vice president of UAM and I'm a Ghanian. We have the president in Nigeria, who is in the name of Ubochoma. We have members across the globe. We are all seeking for one thing, unity in Africa. And that is the only way to go. We are asking our leaders, please, we the youth, if you don't stand for us, we are many. We are more than your number. If we team up, you cannot stand our power. And the unity we are seeking, just pave the way for us, and that is all we are seeking. United Africa, unity we stand. Without unity, we will fall. As we are all in support of Ibrahim Traoré, that man is one body, but in many spirits. The spirits of our ancestors are dwelling in that man. So if you touch him, you touch all of us. You touch Ibrahim Traoré, you touch all African youth. That is why we are here. Hands off Ibrahim Traoré, and that is what we are calling United Youth of Africa. Wherever you are, stand up. You are members. Wherever you are, join us. We are awakened, and nothing is going to submerge us again. We are standing tall, and nothing will bring us down. We are fighting for whatever is ours. We are not going to seek for anything from anyone, because whatever we are looking for is ours. Africa for Africa, Africa for Africans. We are standing tall, and nothing is going to scare us anymore. We are the first, and we are standing first, and that is it. Ghana, we are rising already. Nothing can bring us down. We are the what? Gateway to Africa, and we are proud as Ghanaians, and every African youth should be proud of yourself. Look at your skin. This skin is very expensive. Don't let anybody intimidate you. The melanin is very great, and the white, the West, they know about it. We have a lot of gifts. We have a lot of gifts given to us by the Almighty. We should be proud of our continent. Let's stand united. Divided we form, and that is unity we stand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last but one.
Comrade Akili, we need your presence on this stage. Today is a great day, African Liberation Day. And when we come to speak at African Liberation Day, we have to give respect to our elders, especially the elders who are revolutionaries and who are freedom fighters. So the first person I'll quote is Kwame Traoré. He said, in order to be free, we must both materially be free and immaterially be free. That means we have to control our material resources and that around us materially. And also, we have to control the way that we think. And Kwame Nkrumah taught us that our philosophy must find its weapons in the environment and living conditions of the African people. And that's where the intellectual content of our philosophy must find its basis. And so we see that those of us here are fighting to get control of our resources. We already think that we need our freedom. We already think that we need our liberation. And we already think that we need to unite. Am I right?
You are right.
And so now, how do we turn that thinking into controlling our material conditions, our material resources? One, we have to have an independent ideology and philosophy from our culture. We in the Nkrumah's caucus, our philosophy is philosophical consciencism, and our ideology is Nkrumahism. And that gives us independence of thought. And then Kwame Nkrumah taught us that organization decides everything. We've already had a speaker, Comrade Sekou, who said we must organize. We must be part of an organization. So what we're doing today can be every day. African Liberation Day is not only 25th May, but African Liberation Day must be every single day until Africa is liberated, unified, and socialist. We stand with our comrades in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and in Niger. We see they're at war. We see that terrorists that are sponsored by the CIA, the MI5, the French, neo-colonialists, are financing terrorists in the northern parts of those countries. And our brothers are valiantly fighting against those imperialist-sponsored terrorists. We back them. We back them fully. We see that those in Burkina are making changes that are beneficial to the society. The African people need water. The African people need light. The African people need shelter. The African people need education. The African people need health care. We heard Comrade Gaddafi at Elwak Stadium come and say exactly that in 1999 here in Ghana. This is what we need. And so today, we say, this time, no way.
No way.
This time, no way.
No way.
This time, no way. This time, no way. What follows this time, no way? This time, no way. 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 So if you touch Comrade Traoré, or our leaders that are fighting for our liberation, this is the message. This time, no way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Traoré! Traoré! Yes. Asante Dr. Kwame Nkrumah told us that the secret of life is what? The secret of life is what? So we want to tell American imperialism, US, Britain imperialism, France imperialism that we don't fear their nuclear weapons. We don't fear the atomic weapons. Our strength lies in our unity. Our strength lies in our organization. Like Nkrumah told us, we must organize. Because organization decides everything. Organization decides what? Everything. Organization decides what? Everything. So all of us here, I want to encourage everyone that join an organization, join a revolutionary organization, and make sure every day, ask yourself, what am I doing for the liberation of Africa? Ask yourself every day, what am I doing for Africa? Like our government just said that African Liberation Day shouldn't be only 25th. It should be every day. So make sure, remind yourself that whatever you do every day, it is towards the liberation and freedom and unity of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, graduates and students. Thank you. My name is Ibrahim. A lot of you know me as Black Coffee. My message here is very simple. I'm here today to tell Cote d'Ivoire that you are traitors. We need you to stop being traitors. If Africa does not open their borders, countries like Cote d'Ivoire, if you don't open your country to France and USA, they cannot land there. So at the end of the day, we cannot keep betraying ourselves. Okay, when we look at the story of slavery, some of our chiefs sold, or our kings sold ourselves out. We played a part in it, and we're still doing that now. Some of us will go and join the French and American army to fight the Burkina army. Think about that, guys. Think about that. So my message is to Black people here that do not join the opposite side. Join us. Join us. Don't betray us. That's what I want to say today. And also, we talk about we need to organize. So I'm going to organize a queer African army. If you'd like to join me, please see me. I'm going to start a queer African army, and we are going to support African leaders like Traoré. I have a lot planned, so please join me. The youth. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Joe boy. Hey!
Great Black Coffee. Well, I'm just here to show appreciation for the gathering of the youth who are here to energize this power. This power is a power that we need to keep flaming up. And right now, the fact of the matter being that our elders are less understanding of the situation, let's run the youth together. Let's get the youths organized. And our man here who is solo from the Caribbean, Jamaica, who is here, and he is a revolutionary, a Pan-African soldier from the initial stages, and he is here to just give a little touch to the feeling of Traoré's issue. Yo, Papa Wasi, come and tell them what you have. Jump up.
Ghanian! Jarov, Tenadina Jarov. Tenadina Jarov.
Jobaya! I got it now. Now tell you, sir. We've been coming to Ghana and I said, Africa must unite. Now it looks like Ibrahim is on it. So we are saying, we're glad to be alive. 2025, 25th Amir. It makes me feeling beautiful Ghana. We want to rise up. We are revolutionists who have enough of Donald Trump. Come and say Donald Trump. When we say Donald Trump, what you say? Leave us alone. Donald Trump. Leave us alone. One Black Africa, from Marcus Garvey to Kwame Nkrumah to Sankara. Now we got King Ho, Traoré. One beautiful love. Yes, sir. My name is Pekwanda from Food Sovereignty Ghana. His Imperial Majesty Ibrahim Selassie the first once said that throughout history it has been the inaction of those who did not act, the indifference of those who should have known better, and the voice of silence when it mattered most that has made it possible for evil to triumph. As you see our numbers here, we could have been thousands more, but it's you who have taken the call, heeded the call to come and support Ibrahim Traoré. Africa has been pregnant for a long time, waiting to deliver these babies, and now she's delivered Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and there's more to come. Am I right? Yes. Is there more to come? Yes. So, from Food Sovereignty Ghana, there's a war going on our plates, and the man who inspired the upright people in Burkina Faso, Captain Isidore Thomas Noel Sankara, said that imperialism begins on your plate. We have to save our seeds. The food that we're eating now is almost being controlled. So Food Sovereignty Ghana's message is that we support the revolution that's going on with Ibrahim Traoré. We support the return of dignity to African people. Long live Ibrahim Traoré. Long live all our liberation ancestors. Long live Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Last one.
We need you here.
Last one.
Joe Biden! All right, I give thanks and I thank you all. You know, we are just surprised that we have a masses like this who also want the positive change, you know. You see, revolution is a revolution, and we don't care where the revolution is coming from, whether from the east or the west or the south. Once it's true revolution, we're going to support it fully. That is the message. And the truth is the truth. We don't care who is bringing the truth. Once it is the truth, we're going to back it. And you see, revolution begins from the minds of the people. And Africa, our revolution means that we need self-reliance. We need self-sufficiency. And you hear me? So right now, we should all know that when we live here, we are extending the revolution to our homes. We are standing for Africa. We are buying made in Ghana goods. We are acknowledging African products. This is the way we're going to make the revolution go higher. If we still love the white mountain and we buy it and we advance it and we display it, it will not take me further. It will not take me further. So we should know that when we live here, the revolution is in our mind, we are extending it to our homes, and we are living by it. Now, the president of Burkina Faso is building Burkina Faso. He wants the people to know that they can depend on themselves. This is what we should know. So let's help Ghana. Let's help Africa. Let's support the man to the fullest. Let's build. And by the grace of the Almighty, I know we're going to reach there. Thank you.
As we work in solidarity with our brothers in Burkina Faso, we have our brothers from the Sudanese community in Ghana. They have this appeal to make, and they have an information which they want us to read on their behalf. So basically, there is a rapid support forces militia organization in Sudan as we speak, and they have caused displaced over 20% of their population are dispersed. They are in Ghana now, others are in other African countries. So over 300,000 people have been murdered due to this catastrophe. So as we work in solidarity for our brothers in Burkina Faso, our heart is in Sudan and we are with them. And what they want of us is that the rapid support forces or militia, those funding them, must stop funding them because what they are doing is causing the life of innocent people of Africa. And then they should be designated as terrorists because, of course, if you have displaced over 20% of your population, you are nothing but a terrorist. So the Sudanese community of Ghana is behind you, Burkina Faso is behind you, Nigeria is behind you. All across, all of us representing you, we are behind you, and your message is well accepted, and most appreciate your presence here. Yeah, so we have a form here. If you want to sign in solidarity, they arrive behind here. You sign on your form. Okay.
Thank you.
Rashwad and Krabia, please, if you are closer, advance. No, feel free. Feel free.
No way. If I say Africa, you say united. Africa, united. Africa, united. Africa, united. I want to say that we should move the sense of you are a Nigerian, you are a Burkinabe, you are a Malian, you are a Ghanaian. I want to say we are all united Africans. We have to remove that demarcation from our mind. Our strong relationship will be stronger. And I have these two messages for the West. I have only two messages for the West. We are not asking for too much. We are asking for equal share, equal right. We are not coming for revenge. We are only asking for equal share. Our land or death. Our land or death. I want to tell Ibrahim Traoré that he is my godfather and I love him so much. And this is Ibrahim Traoré on my chest here. As you can see, Ibrahim Traoré on my right chest and Africa map on my left chest. Together, one Africa, we are going to be make it, and they will be stronger and stronger and stronger, much enough that we are going to say no to the imperialists. Our land belongs to us, and say no and no to the French and the West. United Africa will stand. Africa united. Africa united. Africa united. Thank you so much, my lovely brothers. We are all Africans, and we should move that mentality of you are a Nigerian, you are a Ghanaian, and you are a Burkinabe, or you are a Togolese. We should move that mentality from our head. Anywhere you see your brother, call it my good brother. You are my African sister, my African brother. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak out. United Africa will stand.
Thank you.
Boss.
Right now.
They forgot this inside the car.
We, the youth, are the sons and the daughters of Africa. And we stand here as the hope of Africa. All that we are asking for is that in the next century to come, Africa must be one country, with one capital, with one currency, with one language. We are the future of Africa. In the days went ago, the people like Gaddafi, Sankara, Nkrumah stood up and they silenced them. Now is the turn of Traoré and they want to silence him. When they were silencing Nkrumah, Gaddafi and the rest, Africa did not consent. But now Africa is concerned and Africa is standing tall, and we are saying we will not allow them to do what they did to Nkrumah, to do what they did to Sankara, to do what they did to Lumumba. Traoré is our last hero, and we Africans and the youth of Africa will do everything it takes to protect him. We know that with Traoré, we are going to have one Africa, we are going to have one army, and we are going to have one central bank. Joe Biden!
In 1776, in the United States of America, the United States citizens, so-called the founding fathers of the United States of America, said to the British that we are tired of taxation without representation. You people should get out of our land, even though we know that land is a stolen land. So when they do it, it's good, right? The United States citizens sack British from their land, right? So if Africa is sacking the French and whosoever out of Africa, it's normal. So the United Nations in the Charter has it, the right to self-determination. It's a human right. Everybody has the right to establish a political band that will serve the people. So what Ibrahim Traoré is doing is he has liberated the people and he's serving the people. And we must protect Ibrahim Traoré. Traoré! Hey! We have our friends from the CPP who have message for Africa.
What's in the time? I'm starving.
Traoré! Please, there is a missing Bafan stand here. Traoré! Traoré! Where is the energy? Where is the energy? On Emancipation Day, the energy should be stronger. Where is the energy? You see the African fights. Less than 1 hour, the African fight is going down. It's slowing down. I can see people giving up, more or less, trying to relax their limbs. When we are fighting, we are not relaxing. Traoré, today is a very important day. And coming from the CPP tells you that we recognize today. If there is anybody who must link himself to the CPP and African Union and Pan-Africanism, then it's Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. That is why on such a day, the CPP will never be left out. In 1963, a Gambian nationalist said something at the African Union grounds. He told the president that the African Union, that is the OAU, will be stronger and inspire the freedom and total independence of all African nations to eradicate imperialism and colonialism, and in the end neo-colonialism. But if it collapses, that will be our disappointment and bitterness. What that man said in 1963 is happening in 2025. The African Union has not lived up to its expectation. We are experiencing the bitterness and the disappointment. What is happening in Niger? What is happening in Mali? What is happening in Burkina Faso? It's a recall to the call that was made by Ibrahim in 1963, that if African Union does not work, Africans will be in bitterness and disappointment. We are still in that bitterness and disappointment. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Assimi Goïta, and the president of Niger are simply sending a message of Francophone West African Republican status. The message the CPP is sending to the French, supported by America, is that all what is happening in Burkina Faso is a journey towards Republican status. The Francophone West African countries have gotten independence, we all know. After independence, there is another layer they didn't get. All historians, all politicians knows that in 1957, when Ghana had independence, that was not the end. We have to go to 1960 to attain a Republican status. This, the Francophone West African countries have not gotten. They had independence, but France was still lacking in there. France was still taking away their resources. France was controlling their military activities. France was controlling their cultural activities. What Ibrahim Traoré is simply saying is that now we want that total freedom. So the message to President Macron is simple. Why do you want to resist a territory that is asking for its Republican status? That is the only reason why the CPP is on board. We are on board because it is another African territory, Francophone West Africa, calling for their Republican status. That France, enough is enough. That give us that freedom for us to manage our economic affairs. Give us that freedom so that we don't use something called
CFA, franc, which is tied to your monetary dispensation. Is that a difficult thing to ask? Pan-Africanism must always achieve, and it's achieved in phases. So we are simply saying that it is the duty of the CPP as a Pan-Africanist party. Today when we look around, the NPP is not here, the NDC is not here, but the CPP is here. The CPP is here because it is the cornerstone of Pan-Africanism. It is the cornerstone of Pan-Africanism. And we stand for the emancipation of every corner of the continent. France, West Africa has not gotten their republic. The message to France is that what is happening in Burkina Faso is a catalyst. President Ibrahim Traoré is not doing anything supernatural. He is re-echoing the statement that we need our republican status. Assimi Goïta is doing the same in Mali, that we need our republican status. The same is happening in Niger. Today, 25th of May 2025, African Union Day, the only message from the CPP to the French, to the Americans, is that this is a very simple political request, that grant Burkina Faso, grant Mali, grant Niger, and entire West African sub-region their republican status. So boy, grant Burkina Faso their republican status. Grant Mali their republican status. Grant Francophone West Africa their republican status, so that African is free. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's a Rasta. No, not a politician. But people in the public for the election have the spirit of coming because of that. We have to fight. So, like, while they see something powerful, that's like
Oh, Tina. Dada.